we're going to talk about lesson 6-3 8th graders. This is on writing an equation using the slope-intercept form. And many times when you're looking at a situation, it almost mirrors the slope-intercept form. The b in the equation, where we call that the y-intercept, right? And that will be the starting amount in a situation. So if you're starting at a certain amount, or if there's a set amount, that will be b. You can use that number for b. Okay? Then, if as the amount changes over time, or whatever is happening, we call that the rate, and that will be the slope in your equation, m. If they just gave you two numbers or 2 points that you could find, then you could find the slope by using the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then once you have m and b, you write it as an equation, y equals mx plus b. Now, in many situations, you'll use all numbers, but in some, you'll only use whole numbers, or just dots, if you're graphing it. For example, if you're buying something at the store, you might be able to buy it per pound. In that case, you would use a line, because you can buy half a pound or a third of a pound. But if you're buying bags of chips, you're not allowed to go in and buy 2 2/3 bags of chips, right? You can't open up a bag and then reach in and grab another handful. You don't buy things that way. So that's a case where you would have to use whole numbers or just dots on a graph. Does that make sense? Let's look at some examples from lesson 6-3. Example 1. A car dealership has 40 cars in stock. The auto manufacturer will deliver new cars to the dealership by car carrier. Each carrier holds 6 cars. Write a linear equation, which is an equation for a line. Write a linear equation that relates the number of carriers used to the total number of cars at the dealership. Graph the function that models the situation. So, if the dealer has 40 cars in stock, which variable does that tell you? Which variable would line up with that? That's B, the starting amount, right? 40 cars. So you've already got part of your equation. And then it says that they bring in more for each number of car carriers. How many does a car carrier bring in? 6. So this is the slope, the rate. All right? 6 per carrier. 6 over 1.
Would that be m?
And that would be m. Yep. Now, we could write the equation in either this form, or we could use b plus mx as well. Now, what would x be? Instead of x in our equation, what is bringing the cars in?
Carriers.
Yeah, a carrier. So if we define this as C equals the number of carriers, that's how you spell carriers. Yep. If C equals the number of carriers, then 6 times C will give us the number of cars being brought in, right? So what would our equation be then?
Y equals 6 over 1 C
Y equals 6C
plus 40.
plus 40. Exactly. Yep. How about this one? A sporting goods store sells cans of tennis balls. There are 3 tennis balls in each can. The coach of the tennis team is buying supplies. Write a linear function that relates the number of cans to the total number of tennis balls. Graph a function. Now, in this case, is there a starting amount given? Is there a starting amount? Does it say the coach already has?
Wait, what page are we in?
We're on page 325. There's no starting amount, right? It's just a linear function for the number of total tennis balls and related to the number of cans of tennis balls. So we need two variables. What do we need?
And the number.
Number of what?
Tennis balls.
Okay.
Cans.
How about cans?
Said it first. I said it first.
Most of
C
you
for
quit. We're being
cans
recorded right now.
and T for
Tennis.
total, or T for tennis balls?
Tennis balls.
T for total. Okay, so then the total from the cans is equal to how many each
Price.
can? How many come in each
Three.
can? Three per can, right? So this is written as a function. Okay? Any questions? You see how you can use that form?
Yeah.
Find the starting amount, find the rate, and write it into an equation.